This edition of the Ridley Report is brought to you by
porkfest.com.
Alright, well, I'm sitting here with Linda from Nashua, who right? Correct?
Yeah, Nashua.
And you have, I just got some bad news today that I heard that was 2 months old, and I guess a reporter should find these things out more quickly, but a New Hampshire liberty activist has died.
Yes.
In December. Howard Katz.
There will probably be a big Democratic defeat in November.
Well, I actually got the call on Christmas Eve from Scott, who was his roommate. And when the call came in, I didn't actually get the call. I got the message on my phone. And it was after I got home from the Christmas Eve family stuff that I knew that when Scott called, there had to be something terrible that happened. And I figured that either something terrible happened to Howard, or I couldn't even imagine what else it could be. And sure enough, when I called Scott back, he told me that Howard had passed away actually on December 23rd, the day before.
Of a heart attack?
Of a heart attack. And, unfortunately what I didn't know is that he actually had warning signals, because he actually had an incident on the way home from the tap room a couple weeks prior where he went off the road. He told me he fell asleep on the road, which apparently wasn't the case, because what Scott said was that there was some sort of an incident with his coming home from his sister's as well, that this sort of thing happened. And Howard was very big into the whole health movement and health freedom, and he really took care of himself, and he was really on a mission to live forever. He was big into all of the life extension technology and everything, and this is some of the stuff that we talked about every week. And I'd actually been talking to Howard since 2007, since I started going to tap room. And every Tuesday night I would get together with Howard, and we'd talk about the gold market and the stock market and all the various health things. And
he wrote for kitco.com.
He wrote for Kitco. Yeah. He wrote for a few of the gold places, but he also had his own newsletter that he was writing called The One-Handed Economist, and he would hand that out at the tap room once in a while. And from what I understand, he's really been writing since the 70s.
Well, he was a big part of the Ayn Rand movement in New York, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he was a very big Ayn Rand fan.
I'm sure he must have known her and everything.
Yeah. And actually, you know what? It comes to mind that Jack Shimmick apparently knew him in New York City in the 70s as well. So, yeah, Howard's been doing it for a good long time.
Well, I wish he could have done it a little longer.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I miss him.
What do you think is going to be different? He used to be a regular at Murphy's Tap Room, for the little get-togethers there.
Yeah.
And do you have any sense of how that's going to change with him not there?
Well, it's changed for me because, I sat down with him every Tuesday night, as did, we all kind of come together as a family there, but then we all kind of cluster. And then, I pretty much clustered at Howard's table because I was always interested in stock market stuff. We had a lot to talk about. And Howard was funny because we had a love-hate relationship because we used to debate and argue about everything. And my funniest story is one time somebody came over to us and I said, well, this is Howard, we argue about everything. And he said, no, we don't. Pretty much summed it up.
I know he doesn't like pacifism. I kind of agree with him on that in some ways. But it was kind of interesting, how you give sort of some pacifist elements in the movement, and I don't think he liked that much.
I don't know. Howard was funny. Yeah. I used to call him a statist all the time, so we used to bicker about everything, but all in good fun,
Well, it was just nice to have one of the Ayn Rand folks hanging around with us. There's such a disconnect between objectivists and libertarians. I don't know if he was an objectivist, but there's such a disconnect. Yeah. And it's nice to see.
Howard was definitely his own stubborn person.
Yeah, that's right.
Without a doubt. Yeah, I said that. He knows that I'm very angry with him for leaving so early, so.
All right.
Yeah, he was a very good man, very good person, heart of gold. We'll all miss him.
Howard Katz, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Get ready. It's the biggest liberty-oriented event of 2011, and it's happening this June 20th through the 26th. Will you be there? The Free State Project's Porcupine Freedom Festival is a week-long camping event held at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. From live performers to family fun to agorism in action, PorcFest has something for everyone who loves freedom. What are you waiting for? Be a part of the premier freedom event of 2011. Visit porcfest.com today. That's PORCFEST.com.